Hello, hello, happy Sunday. Ooh, let's click that volume off. Hi guys, happy Sunday. Welcome into my studio. Oh, thank you. Hello, Chris and Dee. Oh, thank you, Dee. Me too. And Lois and Sue. Let me know that you guys can hear me and see me okay. Not having the best hair day today. Let me just say. Oh my goodness. Hello, Lois. I just messaged you back, Miss Sue. Hope you saw that. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Kathy. Oh my goodness, so many of you guys on. Hi, Chris Avola and Monty and Kay and Judy and Janet and Peanut Pearson. What a cute name. What a cute name. Hello, Linda and Pam. I could go on and on and on. So good to see you guys on. Hi, Judith. Hello, Lori Skippington. You can see and hear me. Wonderful. Thanks, Carol. So, yeah, Too funny, Jessica. I have to do that all the time. I have to set alarms, like when I have conference calls or even for this, I typically will set it for 3:30 just to make sure that I'm sitting in my seat. Everything's ready to go. Not that it ever helps because there's so much to do, but it does help. And it keeps me from being late. So, hello, Gail. Hello, Letitia. Hello, Deb and Yvonne from Down Under. Hope you're having cooler temps. I think it's y'all spring down under, yeah? So, alrighty. Oh, good. So I see the stars are back on Facebook. They've been gone for a while. But just to let you guys know that if you hit the stars and you donate anything on Facebook or you hit the $sign over on YouTube, that money goes to the World Central Kitchen, who is feeding people around the world with all the disasters that have happened, with the earthquakes, with the floods, all the, they're there. They're there feeding people, and that money will go to that. So I haven't had an update in a while because, again, that stars button has not been available on my Facebook for some reason. But anyway, happy that you guys are here. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Lori, and Cindy, and Cheryl. So good to see you guys on. Sound is fine. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, did you guys have a busy week? I did. I was glued to my studio chair, let me just say. Just ate some crawfish fettuccine. My husband would be all over that. Me? Not the crawfish or the fettuccine. I don't know why. That white sauce on fettuccine makes me very nauseous. I don't know why. But anyway, calorie free, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. So my husband put something in the crock pot today, some pork something, and I have no clue what it is, but I'm thankful that he loves to cook. So gives me more time to paint and do things. So Indiana in the house. Good to see you, Deb. Shrimp. Well, I could do the shrimp, not the fettuccine. But one of my favorite dishes, and the very first dish my husband ever cooked for me when he asked me out to dinner, he was going to cook, and he did it from a cookbook. And let me just tell you, it was the first time I had had it, and it is still one of my favorite meals, and that's shrimp etouffee. So no white sauce, Velveeta and half. Oh, Lucy, I could do that. But anyway, yes, he made shrimp etouffee, and when we went to St. Augustine, I actually had it again. Love it. But anyway, but I'll always remember that dish because he made it for me when we first started dating. So fix my camera there. Alrighty, so I tried to dress in some fall colors. I was going through my closet, and do you guys do this? You look for one thing, and then all of a sudden you pull so many things out. Now all of a sudden I have this mound of clothes that need to be put away, and I'm like, I don't have time to do that. So I'm tempted just to put them all in a bag and take them to the Goodwill and start over. So too funny, Chris Avola. Okay, so let's jump in real quick. First person on YouTube and first person on my Facebook page. you can go to my website and let me know what free e-packet that's currently on my website. Allow me to say you could wait a couple days because there'll be some new ones loaded tomorrow. But anyway, on YouTube, Monty, and over on Facebook, Chris Avola. Okay, y'all message me. Again, if you wait a day or two, that's quite all right, because again, I'm going to have some newer designs up on my website. Okay, but message me sometime this week and let me know. The other thing is, hello, Mickey. Good to see you on. The other thing is, on my website, I've told you guys repeatedly how much I despise my website. Hello, Molly Ann. However, it's getting there. And I have to say I'm pretty excited about it because there's some really cool things on there that you can do, like a loyalty program, loyalty rewards. There's some really cool things. And so I am in the process of fixing, thanks to the help of some of y'all, which is amazing. Thank you, Kay Merriman, who messaged me a list. But they bought out my website host and Wix, and now they're doing everything on the Wix platform, which y'all probably don't care, but I do, because my website's faster. I'll have more options. You won't have to go to the cart and then go back and your cart dumps, which it's been doing lately. A lot of really cool things that can be done, and I'm looking forward to exploring it when I have more time to sit down and do so. In the meantime, I've just been trying to fix things that they're not fixing, like links, stuff like that. So let's talk with my hands a little bit more. Must have been that hawk flying by my studio window that gave me luck. Ah, well. Oh, Jessica, did I? Mine hasn't frozen. Maybe. Do you have acrylic paint? Great pattern. D, the one that's back there, we did in the group. So if you go to the group and under guides, look at Zoom classes. Then I have, I don't have it in here. There's a little grape tag up there. And then also I did a square, and I have no clue where it's at, but it was in my one and only book that I ever had published. But other than that, no. So I should. Hello, Pat. Hope you had a wonderful birthday. I've heard Wix is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed so far, Chris. There are things that I'm paying for externally that I can do within my website, which is super cool, since I pay enough as it is, but for that. But it'll be nice to explore everything, and again, with y'all's help. If something's broken, if something's not working, excuse me. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Bonnie. Aw, sorry about that, Jessica. And I don't know if it's maybe y'all's weather up there too. I hope you guys are safe. Everybody that's up in Northeast and Canada and all my friends over there, hopefully you guys don't have a lot of weather. I just saw something. I'm like, what is that? Something popped up on my computer. Oh, did you, Janet? Oh, I hope you enjoy painting the lessons. You're exhausted from doing a yard sale today? Let me tell you, doing a yard sale is right up there for me with doing a mammogram. Does not sound fun. I know it needs to be done, but I would much rather take it to the Goodwill. Just me. I like to go to them. I don't want to put one on. So I bet you're exhausted. Oh, and I'm sorry your back's killing you. I have to do an MRI tomorrow on my back, which is good. I'm excited to see if they can figure out what's going on with it. So, hi, Gail, and Mimi, and Linda. We had nothing here. You had nothing in Long Island? No rain? Nothing? Wow. All righty. Oh, the other thing, if you saw on my Facebook page or Instagram or wherever else, I did a true swatch of DecoArt's colors. So you can go on my website, it's there, but I'm also going to put it in my newsletter that's going to go out this week. I have a new newsletter that's going out this week. The last one went with a download. I'm going to be able to start putting those on my website. This is on my website, but I'm going to find a better place for it. But anyway, it's also going to be in the newsletter, okay? So if you do not subscribe to my newsletter, let's see if I have it right here. I have to look out the bottom of my glasses. So if you go to my website right there, sandymcdesigns.com, and a little window will pop up. Now, even if you have put your email address in that before, try and put it in again if you're not getting my newsletter, all right? That is supposed to be fixed. So I know several of you had put in your email. It was not going out. I use a service for that because to send out like 800 plus email addresses, which is what's on my thing, they would shut me down if I did that through AOL. So anyway, go on there and put in your email address. And if it takes it, great. I'm going to send out a newsletter this week. So if you don't get it by the weekend, you can always message me and let me know. But anyway, I'm going to have that on here. And let me tell you why these are fun and important. You can swatch out the color. You see the true color for what it is. You can then take your colors and go, ooh, I wonder if that's going to go with that red. You know, and you can kind of pair them and match them as you're trying to come up with colors. The other thing is if you're out of a color, and let me just show you what I'm talking about. Like the bottom here. If you're out of yellow light, you can use bright yellow, right? Other way, Sandy. You can use bright yellow. Excuse me. You don't, Linda Safranco? I'm going to have to check your spam folder too, because it does come from a third party, okay? So, well, it does help too if you take the printable and put all your paints in order by the printable, and then that way you're able to just swatch it out. My husband so lovingly has done that over here for me with one of every color. And since I do work with DecoArt as a creative consultant, I have one of all their products in my Excess studio as well. So anyway, it was nice to be able to swatch everything out and see what I was missing some colors, surprisingly. I was like, and then I was in a panic, like, oh, I don't have Blue Haven. I have to get Blue Haven. It was kind of like a game. I wanted to make sure I could get them all on. So I do have those on order so that I can finish that. But anyway, that is, the download is going to be in my newsletter this week, okay? Hello, Carol. Hello, Robin. You don't get them either? Okay, guys, if you're not getting them, try to go to my website and put it in, all right? Again, make sure you check your spam folder. I'm getting more things in my spam folder for people that I communicate with sometimes daily or weekly, and I don't know why they're ending up there. So, but that's just weird. Hello, Patrick. Happy to see you on from over the pond. Hello, Bonnie. I'm excited about this one. And there's some more in the works. So, hi, Doris. You can either like pumpkin spice or hate it. And I've seen some like just hate. Some pumpkin spice hate, let me just say. I personally am a fan. I love it. I love that pumpkin roll-up thing with the cream cheese in the middle. I told my husband I should have had you go get me a pumpkin spice latte because we just had a Starbucks open in our little town. I just read Sharita's FOMO is a real thing when you're missing a color, right? Yes. I know you do, Loretta, my pumpkin spice friend. The Happy Fall piece behind you, is that available in a packet? It is not yet, but all three of those will be this week. Okay? So all three of those designs back there will be up and available this week. So, and I will put them on my website, hopefully tomorrow is my plan, after my MRI, but I will put it in the newsletter as well, just to remind you guys. So, and thank you, Linda, for putting that again, because, you know, me, myself, and I'm sitting here, I didn't see that question earlier, so. I love pumpkin spice too. Yes, Pat, I do too. Now, there might be a peppermint patty mocha or peppermint mocha design coming up, and then some others. What is FOMO? Fear of missing out. Don't you get major FOMO when you don't get to join in on something? Like a live or a class or prayers your MRI goes well. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, thank you. I love the scarecrow too. I should have pulled my journal. I did him with my journal group, my membership group, and it folds out. And so I don't even know where it is to go get it, so I'm not. But because my studio's an absolute wreck. But you could fold the scarecrow out, and then it was holding a bat. If you're in my group and you're here on Facebook, and you want to post a picture of yours in the comments, I would love for you to. Bonnie, yours was amazing. I just remember hers. They were all amazing, but I specifically remember Bonnie's just being amazing. So, but anyway, that doesn't mean that if you're in my group, you can't post it. Then I don't think yours is amazing. Let me back out of that hole for a second. No, they were all really pretty, and so I took that design off of the design I had done. So is there another way to subscribe? I'm not getting a window pop-up thing. Robin, private message me, and I just saw that. Thank you, Molly Ann. Thank you, Deb, for sprinkling. So, thank you. You just signed up again for the newsletter. So if it lets you sign up, it might not have taken it the first time. So the other thing is, if you're not getting a window, you might need to refresh your computer, do you guys do that? Clean the cache out and everything on the side, cache, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes if you use a different browser, it will work. You see things on your phone differently than you do on your computer. So technology is amazing until it's not, right? So anyway, yes, thank you. Let's see if we can pop that up there. So, hello, Elizabeth. So I would love for you to, but haven't gotten and checked your, Janet Mills, alrighty. Again, private message me your mailing address, and I will make sure that it goes out to you, okay? The other thing with that is they do not harvest emails. They do not sell your email, just to put that out there as well, okay? You don't get a pop-up window. If you don't get a pop-up window, that means that you have put your email address in there, but you might need to refresh it and see if a pop-up window comes. Anyway. When in doubt, boot it out. Restarting your computer can fix a world of problems, right? Oh, the Falcons just won. Awesome. Let's get rid of that. So if you like, comment, share, you'll be entered into the giveaways. I do have 3 giveaways for this week. I will be announcing them on my next live. And let me just say that on my next live, because it might be next Sunday, it might be next Monday, because I'm teaching a Zoom class next weekend. I'm teaching the Happy Fall with the artichoke and pumpkin and orange, California orange poppies. I'm teaching that on Zoom Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, let me think, is what day? Is the 24th. Anyway, I'll post and I'll put it in the newsletter as well if I'm going to have one. Just a lot going on. I had to reboot my router for the Mac update. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. Oh, wonderful, Janet. I'll see you Friday and Saturday. Yay. Yay. Guess what I was painting today? I was painting evergreen trees because I have been in the throes of thank you, Lucy, of getting ready for convention submissions. So let me pop up here real quick. So next June, there's a new painting convention. It is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You can go on to that website. Is it? Yep, right there underneath the Ready for You on our website. You can go on there and book your hotel. I have finished my class submissions. I need to get them in now. But I have finished them and then have just continued carrying on because OKC Painting Palooza, which is next August, submissions are due the 1st of October. So I've been glued to my chair, painting, painting, painting. In fact, Tanya Delozier in my group passed by to go to St. Simon's the other day and stopped in to pick something up in my studio. I was embarrassed. It's so messy, but oh well. So, and I want to show you all the things that I've painted for Chattanooga, but I can't. But I would love to. It's hard. It's hard to sit on them and then put them in and then see if they're selected. And if not, they'll become a class. But at the same time, I'm super proud of all of them. So, oh, awesome. Awesome. Hi, Anne. I'm so happy that you're going to be there too, Lucy. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. I love doing the lives. I still get super nervous though. Isn't that funny? Every time I go to hit that button, I'm like, and I think more than anything, it's that technology. I hope it's working on the day. The other thing is that I am, I just hope that I share and teach and you guys leave inspired and, you know, happy and have learned something, because that's my goal. So creatives have projects, not messes. Loretta, I have a lot of creative messes in my studio right now. I've got to adjust my chair. Sorry. Alrighty. I got this new thing. I'm basing my pieces for your classes. Wonderful, Janet. Did you see the prep videos I did for that as well? Janet's talking about, let me see if it's up here. I'm doing these 2 classes. I'm not sure if there's still time to sign on or sign up. They are not in person like this little ad says, but they are on Zoom. So you could always maybe email Terry if you're interested in taking it, but it is Friday and Saturday, and I am looking forward to those classes. They'll be recorded and they'll be available for at least a year so that you can paint them when you have time. So, all right, guys. So we do have winners for last week's giveaway. And let me just come right down here. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. I've got so much to share with you. All righty. You submitted for 2 classes for Chattanooga for next year. Oh, awesome. Loretta, I am so proud of you and so happy for you. I will be keeping those fingers crossed and praying that it works out. Yes, I watched. Still might be time to sign up. Oh, thank you, Janet. Okay, so brushes. So this is a 2 rigger, a 3/8 angle, a 1/4 inch, which is like a 6 flat, my favorite mop brush, and a number 8 filbert brush. So my husband put all the names on a wheel, and let me find where I wrote down right here. Brushes, Lori Skiffington. Your name popped up on the wheel. Can I just tell you, I squealed when I saw it because I have a box coming to you tomorrow. So I'm going to put those in that box. Let me move those out of the way. And then I have, this is the stencil set. Nope, that's the laser cut set. Okay, so the laser cut set, I have some chipboard hummingbirds, and I have had a couple people ask me to show what I would do with these, and I definitely will. Found a question, can you add Deco Art paint to crystal dust to get another color? Karen Wilson, I don't think so, because it will change the color of the mica powder glitter that's in it. There is Glamour Dust paint though. You can get Glamour Dust paint from Deco Art. All right, so there are chipboard hummingbirds. There are some butterflies that you can paint up and make into random acts of kindness pins or add them to a project. A dragonfly, another set of laser cut butterflies, again, that you can make into a pin or nut. And the winner of that is Brittany Flake. So Brittany, message me your mailing address and I will get those off to you. Alrighty. And then the stencil set. So I have one that's Let It Snow. This is an M square stencil. I don't know the number of it, sorry. I went through all my stencils of ones I had extras of. There's a farmer's market open daily. This is a Patricia Rawlinson Studio R12 stencil, which is amazing. A Tracy Moreau stencil from years ago. I think I have 20 of these that I bought for a project, a class actually, and I had one, so I thought I'd throw it in. And then I love Lori Speltz's stencils. She's got some fantastic stencils, and this is a Home Sweet Home, Gather and Give, Thanks. And so the winner of that is dun, 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 Deborah Dean. Deborah, I have your mailing address. I will get that out to you this week. Okay. And then, like I said, I've got 3 giveaways for this week. And all you have to do is like, comment, and share to be entered into the drawing, okay? And if you're sharing to a group, please make sure that you have permission to do so. I don't want you to get your hands smacked. Okay, let's talk about this kit and how awesome. Let me zoom in just a little. I feel like my camera is off just a touch. There we go. Alrighty. Thanks, guys. Y'all are so sweet. Let's see. Can't get... Karen Wilson, you message me and let me know what you're looking for, all right? And I'll see if I can hook you up. Okay, I don't know why these are there. Although they are some things that are going out with orders. I always love to throw in a bunch of extra little goodies. Oh, and hello. I might have laid those down thinking I was sending them to somebody. Okay, so my pumpkin spice kit. I love the way it came together. I am in the works of doing a peppermint mocha, more Christmassy, okay? And you can get the pieces and parts separately as well. So if you just want the surface, you can get the surface on my website by itself. If you want the cup, you can get the cup by itself, or you can get a cup with a hole in it so that you can make an ornament, all right? And then that way, if you don't like pumpkin spice and you still want the surface in the cup to do your own thing, you can do that. What I don't have here right now, and I don't see it over there, is I have a snowflake as well, and it fits right in that space, okay? So you can get a set of pumpkins or a set of snowflakes on their own, and you can also get the pumpkin spice on its own, I think. For some reason, I don't know if that's loaded on my site yet. But anyway, so if you wanted to add that to something else, you could. Alrighty. I'm seeing a lot of 3D surfaces. Oh, yes, Lori. Oh, my gosh. Again, I wish I could show you the one I did for Chattanooga. It's one of my favorites. Okay. The other thing that comes in this kit, guys, is 2 full M square stencils. So you have the checks and the knit slip stitch, say that fast 10 times, stencil. These are full on 6x6 stencils that retail for $6 in that kit, and the kit is $18.95, okay? So I'll just put that up there so that you can see again all that comes in it. Oh, and the other thing it comes with are 2 things that are kind of my new favorites. I should do a Friday favorite thing. I saw Tamara Bennett do one the other day. Okay, so these little sponge type applicators I love. Nanette in Houston hooked me up with those. But what you can do with them is like the edges, and I didn't do the edges of this, the pumpkin spice, which I'm going to show you today how to do the words. And let me see where. I'm going to need that, and I'm going to need the pumpkin. Okay. And then the other thing is this little sanding block. So it's a little bit heavier grit on one side, a little bit finer grit on the other, and that comes in the kit as well. So let's get started. What I did when I finished a set of fall themed ones. Oh, need a hot cocoa. Well, there might be that too, Cheryl. Oh, thank you, Molly Ann, for putting that link in. Here's the other one that I did. This was the make and take that I did in Tennessee. And I took extra kits, sold out of all the kits. Anyway, this one is dimensional and fun as well. And so you can get that on my website. You can also order the pieces without the instructions and without the little stencil for cheaper if you want to do multiples. Okay, so let's start first with, I'll show you how to use this applicator. And we'll keep that one over there for us to see. Alrighty. Hello. Now they're laser cut, but look, they're thin and they're fragile. So on camera, I'm hoping I don't break them. Let's move that. Get my palette. And I'm using my favorite Jack Richardson Gray Matters palette. You can get this at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Amazon is where I get mine. Alrighty. Warm white. So let's put a little bit of warm white out. Is that warm white? That's titanium white. So I'm going to use a little warm white. Now the cool thing with this applicator is you can rinse this out and it remains good. So I have one that I used here. You can see I already rinsed it, but it's just as soft. So I'm going to load that up with that warm white, and I'm just going to tap it. Now what's cool about this is it's going to keep the edges from getting the paint on it and keep them nice and dark, like you get that laser cut edge. Okay, so I'm going to do probably 2 coats. What is that? There's something on my pumpkin. Word. I don't know what that is. Tape from somewhere. And I thought about doing this before, but I wanted to show you guys how to do it. So, because words like this or laser cut things that are a little difficult to paint, this is ideal. The other thing, when you're doing this, you can lay down like painter's tape upside down so that it sticks, doesn't move around on you. Or, what is that? Press and seal. And you just kind of press it into the press and seal, and it's going to keep it in place for you so that it doesn't move around while you're painting it. But this works too. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to put this to the side, let it dry, and then we are going to come back later and do a little ombre action going on with that. So move that to the side. Okay. So coming to my surface. Now the thing with this is painted with, where did that go? I don't see it. Okay, but I base coat everything with the multi-purpose sealer from DecoArt. Okay, so 1 coat of that, let it completely dry. Then I did a coat of peacock teal. Then you want to take your sanding block. We want to take that color down. So I'm going to take this and go kind of side to side. Just get a little bit of that color off. Oops, hello. All right, and then let's get rid of that dust. Dust off your piece as well. Okay, and then I'm going to take that stencil, that knit slip stitch stencil, and line it up. Now it doesn't go all the way, so I know that the cup is going to cover the majority on the left, so I'm going to err on the side of the right so that that pretty much goes right off the edge. Okay, and then you don't have to, but you certainly could. Hello, Marlene. Do you have those sponge daubers separately on your site? I don't, Molly Ann, right now, but I will this week. They're in a set of 3. I had them at OKC and completely forgot to get them added to my site. So All right, I'm not going to tape it because there's nothing to tape it to. So I'm going to use a small 3/8 Stencil Pro brush, and it's dry. I'm going to take some of that warm white, load it up, swirl it around, wipe almost all of it off. Are those actual grooves in the circular piece or just markings? They're actually, they're etched in slightly, just kind of scored. So there is a little design there, but you really can't feel them. Soft circular motion, counterclockwise, clockwise. Switching your direction will help pick up any of the paint that builds up as you're moving in one direction. Load it up, wipe almost all of it off. Again, counterclockwise, clockwise. Does not have to be perfect. In fact, you can see I have a little bit of etching on mine, and that's because we're going to sand this as well. It's going to help kind of push the stenciling into the background instead of it being just on top of that blue, which is one of my favorite colors. I love that peacock teal. And over there, again, our cup's going to be primarily covering most of that, but you still want to do it just in case anything peeks out. Loading it up, wiping it off. It's easier to do a light dusting of color with your stencil brush than to try and get a really heavy application. You can always let it dry and then put more on to make it more opaque. But I'm not big on stenciling like that. It kills my arthritis in my hands. And I like the look of it being just kind of dusted when it's stenciled. You definitely see a difference. But again, if you're going for full coverage, you can definitely do multiple layers. Okay, I'm getting there. And then just kind of test it. Okay. So I'm going to move that to the side, and then I'm just going to hit it with my heat tool just to make sure it's 100% dry. Where can we find the sponge daubers, please? Patrick, I do have them on my website. You can also order them. I'll have to message you the store, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get them in France. So I will hold that up a little bit high so that you can see that. What Sue had asked about was the grooves, and it's just a lightly scored line, okay? Now, let's tone that down, okay? So I'm going to take that sanding block, and I do want to go side to side. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of change the color, and it's going to also take down that warm white just a bit. I love that look. Okay. Now you do want to make sure that your pattern is upright, you know, meaning I don't want to make it wonky. You want it to go side to side. Okay, let's put this out of the way. Well, we can go ahead and do the next step. A little asphaltum. Just a wee bit. And I'm going to get a baby wipe. You can use an angle brush. I think in my instructions I say use an angle brush. But I'm going to take a baby wipe and wrap it around my finger. I'm going to show you this method because I like how it works. But on the tip of your finger, pick up a little touch of asphaltum and work that in. Okay, and then we're going to just run that right along the edge of that surface. Now, it is key that your palm, your wrist is on the inside of the surface. If you're out here, you're going to leave a defined line, and we don't want to do that. So just get a little bit of that shading going on right along that edge. Okay, now we'll move it to the side. Move it there. And then let's start painting our cup. So I will zoom in just a little. We're going to do a little messy, loose floating. Is it me? Oh, they're the same. Might be the light. They're the same. Same color. Okay, so this one I base coated first with the multi-purpose sealer, and then I painted it with almondine. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of this out on my, thanks Patrick, put it out on my palette because I'm going to do a couple washes, and we'll go ahead and get a little sunset gold. And what I want you to see on my cup is I floated the color on, but do you see, then I came back with some of the warm white just to kind of tone it down. So it is a very loose, I don't want to say messy, but it's just kind of a loose float of color. All right, don't get too hung up on it. I'm going to get my mop brush, and I'm going to get an angle brush. Let's find that one. Okay. And I'm also going to get out a little bit of Payne's Gray. Okay, Payne's Gray is just going to darken that asphaltum and give us some darker shading where we want it. So, hello Brenda. Okay, so I have a little water in my angle brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of, hopefully you can see there on the screen, a little bit of Payne's Gray, and I'm going to work that in. Now remember what I shared with you guys a few lives ago, that when you're loading that brush up, and then if you kind of walk it to the side, I'm right-handed, so I'm walking it to the right. If you're left-handed, walk it to the left. But that's going to be less harsh. The color is going to be a lot less than if you do it right there at the very beginning where you start. Okay, you can push it back in line and come back out. But I'm just going to get some lines here for guidance. There's some really cool etched lines on there. I kind of ignored them and just made the lines where I wanted them. So yes, Debbie, this is the IPC, which is ink pastel chalk, medium soft flat top. I like it as a mop brush. It's not intended as a mop brush, but it's super soft, and it's my go-to. So, okay. So we're going to float right along there. Get some of these floats in first, then we'll get some color going on. Okay. And I think right here, along that line. Okay, so I'm going to let those set up for a second and come in with my, let's see, number 12 or so flat brush with sunset gold. This color is absolutely stunning. And we're going to paint the little koozie thing that's around this cup. It's so pretty. If you don't have sunset gold, you could use marigold. Is a good substitute for sunset gold, but it's just a beautiful color. Okay, so let's get that wiped up. I'm going to dry it, probably do a second coat. Good question, Lucy. So ink pastel and chalk. So if you're using pastels, this is a perfect applicator for pastels. Pan pastels, they're very chalk-like. Okay, I'm going to do another layer of that. Hello, Wendy Warner. No apology necessary. Glad you're here. All right, we'll pick up some more. So again, doing that initial shading will help you see where your separations are for your little koozie in the center. Is that what it's called? A sleeve? I don't know what they're called. I just know I have to have one on my coffee because it's always too hot. All right, let's dry that. Isn't that a beautiful color, Carol Archer? I love that color. So, so pretty. We're going to take it down, though, with that sanding. I love the way that that made the background look. See how it makes the stenciled knit just a little scuffy looking. I love that. And then also on this cup. Right now it's looking heavily, heavily gold. We are going to tone that down. I'm just letting that cool down for a second. And then I want to take that and I'm just going to sand it back and forth. I'll take a little bit of that color off. It just knocks it down and let's get a baby wipe. Okay, and I did too much. I did too much, so that's okay. Put a little bit back on there. So, like I mentioned, all week I have been in my studio prepping, getting ready for, excuse me, not prepping, painting for Chattanooga Convention for my submissions. And there's a TikTok song. So if you're on TikTok, you probably have heard it, but it's chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. If you know what I'm talking about, you're probably laughing because it's the stupidest song. But I've been singing it all week, and my husband's like, what in the heck are you singing? I'm like, I do not know why I have this stuck in my head, but I do. Anyway, so that's what's in my head right now, playing on loop. I want to stencil in that area, but I also don't want to get this paint. Although it's warm white, it doesn't matter. But I want to show you, you can take these little Post-it notes. You can get these on Amazon, little clear vellum Post-it notes. And I could cut it to make it a little ridge, but again, if the warm white gets outside that, I'm not too fussed about it because I already have warm white there. Okay, so I'm going to lay this in the center. And then let's go back to our stencil brush and get out some warm white. Is it, Cindy? So you know what I'm talking about. Too funny. Okay. So I'm going to hold that in place. Again, I loaded it up, wiped almost all of it off. Soft circular motions. Counterclockwise, clockwise. Okay. Now, let's dry that as well. Although it's just a dusting of color, it's pretty dry. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. I feel like y'all are far, far away. Far, far away. Yes, you hear it all the time? Yes. Well, I need it to get out of my head. Okay, so I want to put that close enough so that you can see. I'm going to load up the toe of that angle brush with asphaltum and then just kind of walk it out to the right just a little bit. And then let's start floating this color on. So you need a little water in your brush to get it to move. Remember I said loose, floating. It's very loose. Okay. Let me use my finger. Soften that look right there. Okay, pick up a little bit more. And I want to go around the edges. Down that side. Go around this edge, around the bottom. And sometimes when that's wet, like I just got into that, it's best to dry it. A little bit of moisture in your brush, a little bit of asphaltum. Getting that moisture just right in your brush so that it bleeds, but it doesn't flow. Takes practice, so just start soft, and you can always build up your float of color if necessary. Okay, let's come around this side, do that edge. Okay, and let's dry that again. Okay. And then we are going to go a little bit onto this cup. I wanted it to look a little dimensional, so in addition to doing the edges, I brought that asphaltum, like a little bit of a wash, onto the lid. Like that. You can, as dark as light as you want it. Okay. Then I'm going to load up that asphaltum again. And I'm really going to float that color right there. And that's where you can take that mop and just lightly tap it. Okay. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray with asphaltum and right up underneath here, that Payne's Gray is just going to make it a little bit richer. And then again, kind of soften that. And I'm really liking that deep dark color. I have it up here. Okay, see how I'm having to really force that paint off my brush because I don't have enough moisture. So pick up a little bit more water, a little bit of fast drying glaze medium, something to help you get that color off. And then let's go up here. Put a little bit of that. All right. And then let's dry it. I'm using a 3/8 angle. This is actually, I grabbed this one. This is a Traditions brush. Decor used to have made. They're actually, it's a Dynasty brush. Faux squirrel, you can use faux squirrel and black gold, get the same results. Okay, let's come into, get my, my Mezzaluna brush. So this is a large, I think I want a medium. Okay, that one's too stiff. So a Mezzaluna brush is a blend, a hard bristle and soft bristle, and I use it for dry brushing. You can use any brush you want for dry brushing. This is just my go-to brush for dry brushing, okay? So basically, first I want to take a small flat brush, number 8, pick up, I have water in my brush. I'm going to pick up just a tiny touch of that almondine and work that into that water just to get it a little inky. And I'm just going to do a little wash, and then look how I'm taking my finger and just kind of toning that down so that I kind of took away anything real harsh. But that right there is what I would consider wimpy floating. So we're going to beef it up just a little bit with a little bit more color. Asphaltum, Payne's Gray. There we go. Mo better. And if you go over the line, like let me show you, that's really dark, but I love dark shading. Right here, you could always come back with a little bit of that almondine where it went over and clean it up. Okay, you need a little separation there. But now I'm going to take that Mezzaluna, load it up with warm white, wipe a lot of it off. And I just want to do a little dry brushing here and here. A little bit there. A little down here. So it's kind of on that right side, right smack dab in the middle of all those areas. Okay, I'm going to wipe it off, and I even took it and just kind of went back and forth right there. So you can see it slightly right there. It's just a little bit of color. There we go. And then a liner brush, whatever liner you have that you like. I have, I knew it didn't look like black, gold, yes. Yes, Traditions brushes are amazing. Again, Dynasty made them. They're just phenomenal. Okay, so this is a Faux Squirrel 0 round. I'm going to load that up with that warm white. And then let's do our little border. This was to kind of give it a little bit more weight, if you will, or to make it look dimensional, but also to clean up the edge. So I don't want to get my hand in there, but I probably will. Okay, so you're going to clean that up. With that, again, that angle brush comes in handy if you get a little too wide with that line. You can thin it out. So my angle brush just has a little water on it, very, very little. And you can clean that right up. Okay, digging that. We're going to put that to the side for right now. And let's come to our pumpkin. And I am going to zoom in just a little bit. Did you make the wood pieces with your machine? Yes. I created the whole kit with my laser machine. Let's get a little bit of shading color. So this is painted with tangerine. Again, first painted with my multi-purpose sealer, a little warm white, and then tangerine. And I'm going to shade it with Tiger Lily. Love, love, love this color. Okay. You can use 3/8 angle, 1/4 inch angle, whatever you have. And then I've got this pesky little hair. I'm going to pick up a little bit on the toe of that angle brush, work that in. And I just did these along the edges, along that section right about there. And don't worry if you get over into this section because we're going to dry brush. You could use a liner brush if you wanted to get in there, but I like that you get a little bit of that bleed on the other side of the color. Let's darken that one up just a touch. Debbie, I'm cutting both MDF and wood. And you're always so very sweet about ordering as soon as I put something up. Okay, so again, just those little sections. And then I do want to make sure that they've got a little bit along the bottom just to ground it just a little bit. Look how cute. A tiny little pumpkin. That'd make cute little random act of kindness pins as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that angle brush. I just wiped it off. And I'm just going to paint little asphaltum right there on the stem. Okay, let's dry it. I do, Linda, the pumpkin spice words, if they're not separate on my website, I will look when I get done today. They will be added to my website. I already have them cut and separated. Kits put together, and then, you know, extra things like cups and all that separate. So, all right, I'm gonna let this set up for a second. I'm gonna come back and do another line right along that top. Just feel, and that's a little thick, but I like it. And that's my number one rule in painting, is if you like it, leave it. But you do want them to have a little bit of a curve to them, so that, again, it gives the illusion that you have shape to that piece of wood. Alrighty, let's dry brush, and I am going to get a small mezzaluna. Let me find one. There's one. Okay, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of sunset gold and warm white, mix that together. A little bit more warm white, mix that together, wipe it off on your dry paper towel. Is there a limit on how many to order? Not at all. You can order as many as you'd like. They're not on there yet. Great. Thank you so much, Robin. They will be. They will be by tomorrow, but hopefully today. Okay, so again, that sunset gold and a little warm white, load it up, wipe it off. And I'm just adding a little dry brushing in between each of the sections. Nothing major. That sunset gold is just going to give it a nice little glow instead of it just being white. Right there in the center. Okay, now I am going to pick up just warm white, mix it together, or mix it on your brush. Then I'm going to pick up more. I wiped it off, picked up more. I'm going to wipe it off, and a third time I'm going to pick up more and wipe it off. That will get a lot of the yellow out, keep a little bit more of the warm white, but I just want to add a little brighter highlight in a few places. Okay, and then I can take that mezzaluna brush and just run it right along that left side of the stem, and then come in with that little round brush, give it a little bit of a top, and then maybe even a little extra highlight right there on the side of the stem. There we go. Cute, cute. Okay, now let's put this with this. So whatever kind of glue, E6000, super glue, whichever, okay. My cup is looking a little dirty. I just looked at my original. I'm like, my cup needs to go in the dishwasher. So I am going to come in and put a little bit more of the warm white. Sometimes lightening something, lightening it in color, brush or, excuse me, dry brush or a wash sometimes is the best bet, so you don't add too much. Okay, let's move that out of this way. Come over here to our pumpkin spice. And I don't know that it needs another, yeah, it does. It needs another coat. So let's get our applicator. And we're just going to dab that on. Again, they're fragile. I packed them really well. So if you ordered the kit, which so many of you did, thank you so very much. You want to be careful when you're opening it, okay? I mean, like, don't manhandle it too much. It is a fragile piece of laser cut wood. Okay, let's dry that. Top shelf only. Another order will be going in. Oh, yes. You're funny, Debbie. Yeah, I will get the words on there. And I got some new products in from Ranger. I got a new stamp. I ordered 2, but they're still out of stock on the one, I'll show it to you guys, it's so pretty. Not to tease you, but when it comes in, I'm gonna have them. But this is a new Tim Holtz stamp set that is just gorgeous. Let's get that glare off there. So all those flowers, I've ordered them. This is the 3rd month in a row and they've not come in. The one that I was excited about that did come in was this one, and this is like shattered. So when the grunge, Stampendous grunge stamp went away, and I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. What I like about this one is it does come with the plastic, the acrylic grid already in the stamp set. So that's nice. All right, let's finish that off. Oh, I love when that happens too, Karen. I'm so glad you have all the colors. So Peg, the Mezzaluna brush, let me get one and I will show you. So this is a new one. It has stiff and soft bristles, and not like super soft, okay? But the blend keeps it really compact and tight, and it just gives such a really pretty dry brush, etchy, sketchy, textured look. So there is a mix in there, but they're pretty stiff, as you can see. It's not like your regular black gold brush, you know, where the bristles will just kind of flow and move. So, alrighty. Now I'm going to take that applicator and I'm just going to turn it to the other side. Let's load it up with, well, how about if I do one word at a time? Some Sunset Gold. So my sponge is not wet. All right, I think that's important to know. It's not wet. We don't want this to be soupy. We just want to load up that applicator, and then I'm going to start at the bottom here, and that's a little too much. So just like when you load your angle brush, kind of work it into the sponge. Don't take that heavy paint. I remember when I painted the original, I did that, and I'm like, oh, no, that's too harsh. Okay, we're just going to tap it. And then spice. Again, load it up, tap it over to the side, get that excess off. I love how quick and easy and simple that makes that process, right? Okay, so we will do our cup and our pumpkin, and we will put our pumpkin spice there. Now I did do a heavier application of that Sunset Gold than is on my original. I like it, but let me show you a trick again. If you're like, oh, it's a little too in your face, I want to tone it down. This time I am going to get my applicator wet. I'm going to pick up a little bit of warm white. Work that in. A little bit more water, a little bit more warm white. Tap off the excess. And I can come right here. I'm going to tap it on. Kind of lighten that color, and then come back with my applicator that had the yellow on it. I'm going to tap it over it. Okay, so it's just going to tone it down for me. See the difference there? Hopefully you can see the difference. A little more toned down, full strength. Okay, so the other thing you can do when it's wet with warm white, you can also pick up a little bit of that Sunset Gold on the other side and tap it while it's wet, and that will also alter the color. Okay, and then you can just put a little bit of a ribbon. It has the 2 holes if you want to hang it. That was going somewhere else and I changed my mind. And I just looped a ribbon through it and then pulled it out from each side, cut it. Super cute. You can put it on an easel, hang it up. Again, I have the cups with holes. If you wanted to do Christmas ornaments, you can paint both sides or without the hole. Snowflake, be on the look for peppermint mocha coming soon. And I think that might be it. So, Tara, I have those on my website. And I think it'd make a cute gift, right? Especially if you're going to somebody's home for the holidays. If you're going, Thanksgiving, you celebrate Thanksgiving and you're doing that, would be a nice little home or a welcome gift or a, what is that? Housewarming gift. Anyway, when I go to someone's home and invited somewhere, especially for the first time, take a little gift. But if you're going for dinner or something like that, that would be fun. But how cute would that be to show up at your friend's house with a pumpkin spice latte and a little hand-painted something for her, right? All right, adding to my fall tier tray. Oh, that's going to be awesome, Debbie. This is a perfect thing for your fall chair. I can't talk today. Your fall tiered tray. I have 2 of them, and both of them are empty. So, anyway, hostess gift. Yes, thank you, Sharon. I couldn't think of it. Hostess gift. Thank you, Cheryl. So, thank you, Sharita. Yes, hostess gift. Yeah, have been just painting all week, so my brain is toast. So, thank you, Tara. Yes. Cute project. I'll be ordering 1 or 2. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Like I said, I wish I could show you my pieces that I painted the last week, but they'll have to wait. Get out those brushes. Get out that paint. Do something creative. If you're not in the mood, go find a video on here to watch. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, would love for you to hit that subscribe button and the bell. And if you did donate stars or on YouTube, thank you so much. Again, that money will go to the World Central Kitchen. Okay? Thank you, guys. Alrighty. I will see you guys hopefully next Sunday, but I will definitely post and let you know when I will be going live. And then I do have something special planned the last week of the month. So I'll post that and let you guys know when it's coming. Okay? And then my membership group, all y'all that are in my membership group, I'll see you guys on Tuesday afternoon at 2. And we're going to finish our lesson for part 2 of our leaves. So, all right, guys, talk to y'all later. Bye. I'm going to leave you with a little picture of some of these things that come separate, like my snowman kit. You can get those cups separate. There's the snowflakes. Cups without the hole.